This is the Power Platform Daily Brief from CRM Audio for Monday, April 15th, 2019. What you need to know about the Power Platform today in 10 minutes or less. I'm Joel Lindstrom. And if you're in the United States, happy Tax Day. Our first story is the public preview for Dynamics 365 Product Visualize is out. Product Visualize is a mixed reality application for Dynamics 365 for sales. So imagine you are in manufacturing, healthcare, automotive, or some industry where your products are complex, highly configurable, and too big to carry around. You need to visualize the product. And so this builds a buyer's confidence early in the sales process by letting them visualize what the product will look like when it's installed. That's a really, really interesting use of mixed reality, going beyond service and field service now into the sales realm. Let's look at some of the new connectors available for the Power Platform. For Flow, we have Data 8 Data Enrichment. This is, as far as I know, the first data enrichment service that has a connector for Flow. And Data 8 is one I'm hearing a lot of buzz around. Actually, one of my customers actually uses them now. And the fact that there's a connector for Flow for Data 8 is really cool because you can have it then trigger automatically when, say, a record is updated or created and enrich the data. The description says, Data 8 helps you build confidence in your data. We can save you money by cleaning and enriching both your existing data as well as ensuring only the highest quality data goes in at the point of entry, leaving you to concentrate on targeting and communicating to the right customers. So that's great, and kudos to Data 8 for getting their service into the Power Platform. We have some additional blockchain tools, Ethereum blockchain. We have a CPQ, Commerciant CPQ. And on the template side, and this may be new or new to me as I hadn't noticed before, there's actually a template now to copy a Salesforce group to CDS teams. So when you create a group inside of, create or update a group inside of Salesforce, it will create a team in CDS. And this is a great example of how you don't see as much official from Microsoft about Salesforce versus Dynamics, because Salesforce works with the Power Platform. And we'll see an increasing number, I predict, of these if you can't beat them, join them type scenarios where, I'm sure the preference would be that Salesforce users would switch to being Dynamics users. But if they're not, the CDS has integration templates for Salesforce. Power-ups and Flow can be written for Salesforce almost as easily as for Dynamics. Now, Dynamics has the advantage that it's already in the common data service, but with the templates and these templates, for example, is Flow to copy Salesforce groups to CDS teams, it makes it easy to have a hybrid scenario where you may have some groups that use Salesforce, but they may still leverage Power Apps and Flow to use CDS data within Dynamics. If you're doing a Salesforce migration or integration to Dynamics now, it's much easier because the Common Data Service basically understands the Salesforce schema with the integration templates and can make the job of making the move much easier. And finally, there was a blog post published actually last week, but we didn't really talk about it on the Daily Update, and that was Steven Siciliano's post about what's new in the April 2019 update for Flow. And some of this was published in the release notes earlier, but it provides some screenshots and more detail. For example, around the ability to trigger Dynamics or Common Data Service actions. So we're excited about that. And I saw the blog post. I thought maybe that stuff was out, so I rushed over to my environment and looked for it. And no, can't get it yet. But it's coming between April and June. And so the one thing that jumped out that I really hadn't seen in there is to further aid cross-organizational processes, in April, we're releasing the ability for approval processes within Microsoft Flow to include guest users. This is really cool because you might have a process that needs a vendor or somebody outside of the organization to approve something before it can happen. And so this now opens the door for that, where without them having to be someone in our organization, we can route approval requests to them within Outlook or within the Flow portal, and they can sign in and approve the request. They don't have to be a member of the organization. This raises some questions for me because I know for a fact that if you are going to do a common data service approval or a flow that has an approval step that also has common data service, currently the person doing the approval has to have a license for all the connectors within the flow. So what I don't know, and it doesn't say in the post here, is what is the licensing impact of this? Is it going to be kind of like with adding guest users for Dynamics 365 where we have to have them still have a license? Or is this going to maybe open that up to doing it? I guess we'll find out as soon as this feature comes out. But one way or the other, it's a real improvement, and again, should handle some of those more niche approval scenarios. Well, that's the update for Tax Day, April 15th, 2019. Now you're up to date.